Chapter I. A New Darkness. The nights became longer now. Darkness stayed after sunrise. Animals stopped making sound, even the wind felt afraid. Milena felt pain in her blood, not hunger, but deep warning. Something old was waking up. Villages were found empty, no blood and no bodies left. Doors were open and broken walls were marked with claws. People vanished without sound. Fear spread faster than fire. The night smelled very wrong. Milena walked through ruins. She felt eyes in every shadow. This enemy left no emotion, no rage and no mercy at all. It killed without hunger, without pleasure or reason. Pure darkness was hunting. Old vampire symbols failed, holy signs lost all their power. This thing feared nothing, not crosses and not fire. Milena felt true fear again for the first time in years. Balance was breaking fast. At night she heard whispers. Voices spoke inside her mind, not words, but sharp screams they showed. Future deaths, cities falling into silence, a world without light or law, darkness eating everything. Milena fell to her knees, blood ran from her eyes. She understood the truth now. This enemy could not be ruled, could not be reasoned with, only stopped or destroyed. Season 2 began in horror. The queen screamed in night. The enemy had no true form. It moved like broken shadow. Sometimes tall, sometimes thin, sometimes not seen at all. It did not drink blood, it erased life completely, leaving cold, empty spaces. People felt it before death, a pressure in the chest, a scream. Trapped in the mind, no pain, only deep terror, then silence. Took everything, even memories were eaten, names disappeared with souls. Milena hunted for answers, ancient books burned. Her hands, old vampires refused to speak, some cried. Some went mad. They remembered this terror from stories. Never written, a horror older than night. They called it the unnamed. To speak its name invited death. It fed on fear and order. It hated balance and choice. Where it walked, rules died, even darkness lost control. Milena felt her power shrank. The unnamed found Milena, not with claws or attack, but inside her own shadow. It whispered, "Without voice you are balance." It said balance must be erased. Milena screamed and struck. Her blade passed through air. The enemy laughed in her mind, not sound, but cold pressure. For the first time she knew this war could not be won, only survived for a time. The night closed around her. Chapter 3. The Price of Balance. Milena began to change slowly. Her shadow moved alone. Sometimes it spoke at night, not with words, but feelings. Cold thoughts entered her mind, doubt, fear, deep weakness. The unnamed left a mark. She could not sleep anymore. Visions came when eyes closed. People she failed to save, cities falling into dark silence. Each vision stole her strength. Balance demanded a payment, and the price was herself. Her powers started to fade. Blood no longer obeyed her. The night resisted her call. Old allies felt the change. Some turned away in fear. Some planned to betray her. A weak queen invites chaos, darkness, tests broken crowns. Milena hid her suffering. A ruler must not look afraid, but cracks spread inside her. The balance she protected was now cutting her deeply. To save the world again, she would have to lose more. At the ancient altar of night, Milena made a cruel choice. She sealed part of her soul to block the unnamed voice. Power returned, but colder, no warmth remained inside, only purpose and pain. The night accepted her blood. The stars turned away slowly. Milena stood without tears, queen, guardian, sacrifice. Balance was restored for now, but something was truly lost. And darkness smiled in waiting. Chapter 4. When darkness learns fear. The night began to react. Shadows avoided certain paths. Dark corners stayed unnaturally empty. Even monsters started to hide. They felt something watching them, not hunger, but judgment. Fear moved through darkness itself. Creatures whispered Milena's name, not with respect, but warning. She walked without sound, now her eyes held frozen. Night where she stepped, silence followed, darkness learned a new rule. Some lines must not be crossed. The unnamed felt resistance, not pain, but strange delay. It spread, slowed, and silent. Cities did not fall as before. Something blocked its hunger. A cold wall made of will. Milena's sacrifice was working. But the whispers grew louder. The enemy learned to wait it. Studied her broken soul, testing her sealed memories every night. It pressed harder. Fear was changing shape, becoming patient and smart. Milena stood before the abyss. She felt both sides watching. Darkness behind and ahead, no escape and no peace only. Duty kept her standing, balance demanded endurance, not victory, only resistance. She raised her blade once more, not to kill, but to warn. If darkness wished to exist, it would exist with limits. The night trembled quietly for the first time ever. Darkness learned how to fear. Chapter 5: The Beginning of the End. Signs appeared across the land, stars vanished from the sky. The moon lost its pale light, time felt slow and heavy. People dreamed of empty worlds, waking with tears and fear. The unnamed was preparing. Milena felt the seal crack, pain burned inside her chest. Each heartbeat felt borrowed, balance was failing again. The night demanded more blood, more sacrifice, more loss. The end had chosen its path. Old enemies joined in silence, not as allies, but survivors. They felt the coming collapse. Cities built shelters of stone, prayers returned to dead gods. Hope became quiet and rare. Fear ruled both day and night. Milena walked among them unseen, a shadow protecting shadows. She carried every scream inside. Her soul was thin and cold. The unnamed waited patiently, like hunger before a feast. The world held its last breath. At the edge of broken reality, Milena faced endless dark. No throne, no crown remained, only choice stood before her. End everything, or become more than balance ever allowed. She stepped forward without fear, letting the seal fully break. Darkness rushed into her soul, the night screamed in terror. The beginning was now finished, and the true end had awakened. Chapter the 6th, Queen of the Last Night. The seal shattered in silence, no light and no sound came. Darkness poured into Milena, not as chaos, but truth. Every fear, every shadow, every lost soul touched her. She became the night itself. The unnamed screamed at last, not in victory, but shock. It met something deeper, a will older than hunger. Milena did not fight it, she absorbed its endless void, ending its meaning forever. The world froze for one breath, then the night slowly softened. Stars returned one by one, the moon found its pale face. Cities felt warmth again, people woke without nightmares, but something was missing. Milena was no longer seen, no shadow followed her steps, no whisper spoke her name. Only stories remained now of a queen without throne who chose loss over rule and paid with existence. In the deepest layer of night, something still watches quietly. Not hunger, not darkness, but balance, given a form. Milena did not die fully, she became the last rule. As long as night exists, as long as fear is born, she stands beyond memory, queen of the last night. The end has no crown, only silence and watchful eyes.